fall to the ground. Everyone goes quiet, not knowing if I'm crying or slightly laughing on the floor. All these events that have happened, all these memories that I've had have pulled me back to this place. New Hadaway Dance Dimensions is where my best memories have been made. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old and dancing on the elite team since I was 8. Every day around 4 to 9. I'm there more than I am at my own house, and it's always been a place that's been part of my life. There's 2 rooms that I'll talk about that I've created so many memories in, the tumbling room and room D. The studio inspires me every day to come back, and all the memories and stories I will never forget. When you walk through the doors of the studio, there's this big open space, and to the back there's a hallway that follows all the way down to the left to the tumbling room. The tumbling room has brought out many laughs and has created many stories to tell. Normally in the tumbling room this class is going on, but sometimes it's empty so you can use it to practice your dances. In the room there's a spot in the corner and there's a bunch of tumbling equipment. I grabbed this sausage is what we call it, and it's a big log filled with air, and me and my friend went in that room to practice. And I sat on the log rocking back and forth, and I rocked too far back and crashed into the wall. We were all laughing and created this really memorable moment. I've gotten many tricks there too. My favorite is when I got my front handspring. Everybody was cheering when I got it, and it was a pretty good moment. Normally, if I don't get a trick, I get a crock thrown at me, so I was pretty happy that a crock wasn't thrown in my direction. And also, when I'm not showing my skills in the tumbling room, I'm helping other kids get their own tricks. In a class I assist on Monday. The kids in the class are pretty young and they're pretty well behaved. Normally I laugh at them or they laugh at me. And then the class ends at 5 and I stamp their hands and leave the room myself. And coming out of the tumbling room, going to the left is room D. I've probably been dancing in room D since I was 5 years old. Room D has created so many memories that I'll never forget. Mostly hip hop and ballet classes go on in there. Every Wednesday, I wait for the time to hit 7:15 because that's when my hip-hop class starts. There's always something in that class that makes everybody laugh super hard. One time, a person was doing a trick with me where you get in a crab walk position, and the other person stands on your knees and grabs your hand, almost like a balancing trick. And the person who was grabbing my hand and balancing on my knees stood on my knees, but my knee went inward and fell, and they fell also, and they crashed to the floor. And everybody was laughing because it was pretty funny. And it's just something I'll always remember. There's also been struggles between others too. Some of my biggest fights have been in there, but they're normally fine, but they're between classmates or friends. But one time I did have to skip class because it was pretty bad. But it's always a good story to tell anyone at the studio. The studio inspires me every day to come back, and all of the rooms are filled with memories and stories that I'll never forget. The tumbling room, giving everyone a good laugh every day. Room D, creating memories that I'll never forget. And there I was, on the ground of the dance studio floor, laughing, creating yet another memory to tell anyone about New Hadaway Dance